Boom. We are live. Share the show. Share the show, everybody. Boom. Boom like now. This is Sunday festivity. Mass. I got Oh, we are live. Boom like now. Just do it. Join us. Uh-oh. We be glitching. Not good. Mañana es domingo de pico de gallo soltero, corazón caballero. I don't know what else. Something like that. Mañana es domingo de sangarapito, de pito de gallo montero, pasón caballero, pidiendo romero. Oh, I forgot again. Let's do it.
Are you ready? Call your mama, call your papa, call your friends. The festivities are about to begin. Boom!
Well, that was laggy. Very laggy and very strange to say the least. Okay. Oh well. That over here, if we can get the camera on, the JG on screen. Please let me know by typing boom or typing something in the chat box. Let me know if we are live, if we are on, and if this has been successful. I think we are on. I see me in the live replay. So I think we get I got an Earth shirt. Earth. I still got the NASA Apollo 11 patch in there. We got the JG clock. We got frogs over here. We got squeaky earths over here. Dude, that's loud today. Squeaky earth is solid today. Fucking A, man. And then we got ambulances, ambient noise. This is great, man. It's so far perfection of a show. What I intended. If you're watching this live or recorded, please like the video. Please share the show and please subscribe and hit the bell notification icon if you haven't done so. You guys looking in the background and lurking, pop in the chat box and say hello. Like RT96 did, also Martin, Kuso, Trillian, and Brad Wegner. They jumped in to say what's up and to let us know that we are live. I am emotionally drained, tired. Physically, I feel good, but that's taking over me because I've been really worried these past few days because a situation came by, right? Every once in a while, every few weeks, I do a little side job with my brother-in-law, right? I do. He does air conditioner, so I help him out, make a few extra bucks. But there was a situation that he didn't work for the past few weeks. Now I'm in a hole. I'm in a corner with no escape. The only way to escape and to keep this place and to stay alive in this my little house, I need money, my guys. And I hate asking you for money, and it's kind of a mandatory thing because if I don't pay $300 tomorrow, I'm gonna be probably subjected to eviction again. Now that happened a few months ago. I did an arrangement. I got a lot of help from you guys. I've been steady. But I don't only have to pay the rent at the end, the first of the month, end of first of the month, right? I don't have to pay that. I have to pay the 15th of every month, which the next month of September is the last month that I have to pay that, right? So I've been paying it for the past 3 or 4 months. The 15th of the month, $300. 15th of the month, 300. What is that? To catch up with my previous lump of money that I owed that I couldn't afford, right? So I've been paying, bro, and it's been struggle. But this time, dude, I'm cornered. So I got $100, right? I got a I got like $40 cash, and I got like $60 on PayPal right now. So that's all I got. I don't know if I'm gonna be able, with you guys' help, to do uh, the extra $200 today, but hopefully, if anybody can help, a little bit help, I mean, I told them, what if I got $150? They say, no, that's not gonna cut it. What if I got $250? That's not gonna cut it. What if I got $290? That ain't gonna cut it. Gotta be $300 sharp. So if by tomorrow before midnight that I'm able to run with the $300 and get the money order, then I can breathe, because the date is the 15th for the 300, right? So we're gonna try to do it. If anybody wanna help a brother out and try to keep this nice place in Florida, USA, because I don't know what I would do. I don't know where I would go if I lose this place, and that's the only way, man. I've been steady. I don't have phone. I got my phone is on Wi-Fi, so I've been paying the internet. I've been paying the electricity, and everything is up to date, right? But them 300 for tomorrow, that's a fucking a. That's a tricky one, man. So, anybody want to chip in? If you want to help in super chat, that's awesome. But the super chat, I'm gonna get it until the 21st of the month, not this 21st. That I mean, that like this 21st, I'm gonna grab the super chat from last month, which it was not much, like $200. Now, anything that I've been doing this month, I'm gonna grab it the next one. And so if and I really appreciate if anybody want to throw me with something, I appreciate it, man. PayPal is the way. And I don't have. I mean, my parents are broke in Puerto Rico. I shouldn't be helping them. I don't. I cannot ask him. My sister over here, she's got all kinds of issues. I cannot ask her for money. That's kind of the only two people. And you guys. Uh, that's it. That's my begging for today. And yeah, it's e-begging, but it's a necessity, and it's something it's gonna be put in use. I don't want to become a Morgan, man. Fucking hate it. Shout out to everybody for being here, man. I appreciate it. Let me do a few clickety clicks and dude, look at that. You see, somebody already chipping, man. RT, brother. Fucking A. Thank you so much, man. See, $50. That goes a long way, brother. I so appreciate it so much that I'm closer now to the goal. Hey. Feeling emotional today already. Fucking A, I hate this. I hate it. Uh, Tommy Grumble, bro, $20. Thank you so much, man. Here you go, Tommy. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you. And I think I seen one more. Another $20. That's yeah, Brad, I see you, brother. Brad Wagner. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much. Hey, I think we're gonna do it, man. I think we're gonna do it. Whoa, Farmer's Boy, holy shit, and Beeble, fucking a, yo, the Beeble, $50 Beeble, it always happens, he always stays spending. So people send me $50, but those are gonna be just on hold, pending. Fuck, that's why it's like, whoa. But Farmer's Boy, send me $100, man. Always happy to have, brother. Farmers, thank you so much, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much. Whew, I feel a fucking relief. Damn it. Beeble, thank you so much, man. This $50 will help me so much when they get cleared up. I'm good, guys. I'm good. Don't send me anymore, man. $60. Now with this, look, let me do count. Look, 150, 70, 80, and 90. That was an extra $190. So 19, 25 to $250, bro. So quick, so fast. Woo! Feel my heart, man. It's like, uh, that's awesome, guys. Uh, Whatever, 40 $50. I hope that $50 get cleared up for tomorrow, but I'm good, man. I'm good. You guys are fucking fantastic. Shout out to all of you, man. Thank you. You guys are fantastic. RT, Tommy, Brad, Beeble, and Farmers Boy. You guys are freaking superstars, man. I know I always feel it, and I know I always can count on you. And Howard Moore just jumping with the last save with a $50 left lane, brother. I've been in the same corner, Jose. Hope it helps, brother. Farmers Boy, guys. That's it. I cannot accept anymore. That's exactly what I needed. That that completes the that completes it with the $50 that left lane just gave me. You guys are fucking awesome, man. Try Instacart. Instacart say done. I don't mess with that. PayPal is straight because PayPal now I can transfer it to the bank and I can pull the money in order from the actual bank. Whew, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much, man. I feel so relieved. I gotta. I'll be back in a second. I gotta announce it. Hold on, to. Nice. I feel so satisfied and so full, guys, of you guys' happiness, man. Now we're gonna go from happiness, relaxation, man. I feel it's a weight off my shoulders. It's a big weight off my shoulder, guys. Awesome, man. Whew. Now let's get a fucking dumpster fire on the way, man. Is the least I can do. Please, 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 everybody, join us on the Daily Boom Discord server. Let's make an epic shit show and get this party on the road. All right. We're gonna on private. We are in the Daily Boom YouTube live. I'm sorry, guys. I figured this out. I said, you know what? I want to do my rant in the beginning and my intro, and then kick on the show. But so I kind of just hide my room for a few minutes, and then I'll throw it over there, and then I'll throw the link. The link is all with you guys. Farmers boy is in the house. Farmers, man. They always come through. Thank you, brother.
Look, mate, I've been there. Not not that long ago either. I've been there where you think, how the bloody hell am I going to make it through the next month? How am I going to pay the bills? And I find myself in the fortunate position at the moment that that's not an issue. Thank God. So I know exactly what it's like, and if I can help you out, then you're here and you provide this for us. So it's the least I can do.
Thank you, man. And my brother-in-law, he came in 2 nights ago, and I said like, "Oh yeah, man, I'll be good now because I work a few days with him, and that's a few extra dollars because
Oh
he
yeah,
get paid good by the company, but he paid me off his pocket. I help him, building of all kinds of shit while he does the heavy work and the electric job. I mean, while he does some things, I'm over here just making boxes and taping it and spraying and tweaking. Couple things that I do is sit it down in a corner, and for that I make a few bucks. Well, it's the easiest job,
yeah.
But when he came 2 days ago, he said, "I did. We screwed. I don't have anything for you, and I'm planning on taking a few days off. Probably until next week." So like, damn, all right, man. He he called me on WhatsApp yesterday. He said, "Hey, I got, you know, I'll let you know by by midweek, by Wednesday or Thursday, because I got something cooking, and you might be able to help me 3 or 4 days. And 3 or 4 days is just a good few $100, that he gave
Yeah,
me
yeah,
always. That's
yeah.
what been helping me out through the months. But thank you, man. Thank you, farmers. And Left Lane, you came through, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. You always help me out too, man.
Yes, sir. No problem, Jose.
It's a tricky one, and I feel ashamed because it's not like regularly like, hey guys, help me out, help me, buy me some energy drinks or cigarettes, or sometimes even for the internet. I say, even though if I don't pay the internet, we're not gonna have a show or the electricity. But this one is a tough one because it's like so strict. Like I signed, legal papers not to get evicted. I did this payment plan, and it was like right the 15, like not one day after, and
Yeah.
yeah. I feel relief. I feel great now, man. I'm out of that one. It's good. So tomorrow I got that long bike ride to the bank and get the money ordered out, and I'm good. One more month, man, the September, and then I don't have to. That's that I don't have to do that anymore. I'm already caught up.
Ah, right.
That's
Okay.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good, man.
Well, don't get me wrong. I quickly went online to my bank account and looked at what was happening between now and payday and thought, yeah, I can handle that.
Thank you, man. Yeah. 100%. And then Beeble, when Beeble send me money lately, is being they place the payment on hold, pending, almost all the time that he send me money. So it's like 2 weeks
That's
sometimes
that's
to
weird.
clear it. Weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why.
What is it? PayPal?
You very low, Shake.
Is it on PayPal?
On PayPal, yes.
On PayPal, I forgot how you do it. You can first of all don't put shipping address, don't put anything, and you can confirm that you received whatever you paid for, and that's release the money.
Yeah, I think there's two options when you do it. Is either send it to a friend or for a transaction, something like that. Maybe people is just doing the transaction side, as a transaction.
I don't think they had sent money to a friend before. They don't have it anymore.
They don't have it anymore. Okay.
No, but don't choose shipping address. So you don't have to fill shipping address, that you ship the payment and confirmation of the shipment, and all the other party needs to do is at most is confirm goods received, and that's it.
Uh, yeah, it's a little tweak needs to be adjusted, but we good, man. I mean, it's the more direct, method of receiving help. PayPal,
Just trying to see how it's set up on my PayPal because, obviously I just log in,
right?
select the amount, and through it goes, doesn't it? I mean, there's no.
Right?
Well,
Yeah.
if the account that receive or the account that sends is new, usually they will put it on hold, because in order well, you probably passed it long time ago, but until you get $100 in payments,
Hmm.
everything gets on hold for 3 weeks, I think.
Huh. Like, if I open it myself, right? If I open the PayPal, there's the main page. It says boom and Karina Rivera. Thank you for your support. Boom. If I click send, let's see what happens in my end. I type in the amount and it asks me what is this payment for. Oh, and then I don't know. I guess I can type something or nothing. Maybe the message there. Oh well, it works. It works. I gotta go take a piss. I'll be back in a minute. You guys start warming up and calling the flat. There must be a few flat earthers lurking in the background. Let's call them out so they can join us and we can have a discussion, and I'll be back in a minute. I'll mute my camera.
Oh dear. Just went back through my PayPal transactions for the last 3 months. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
No. Well, no, not really, not but of course it comes up with every time I've sent money to Jose.
Yeah.
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 That goes back to the middle of May. Right, okay. Yeah. No, I have been doing a lot of spending recently because there's an awful lot of things that just sort of been waiting until I could afford it, and now I can afford it. So, long may it continue.
Yes.
Because, like I say, I've been there. I know what it's like.
Yeah, it's like a big dark cloud sitting on top of you when you get in a corner like that, and a breakthrough to come through and remove that dark cloud. It's a great feeling.
Yes. Yeah, it certainly is.
I've never lost anything, but I've come very close.
Yeah. I suppose I'm the same. Yeah, I mean, yeah. The rent has always been top of the list. You know, if somebody's going to rent their house out to you, then you make damn sure that's the first bill that gets paid, and it is invariably the most expensive one.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know, she's trusted me with this house for 6 years now. I like to make sure she gets paid every month, and I look after the place. You know.
It called all the Brians and Garys. And please join the call, the Discord.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether I'm ready for more Brian, because the other day he was completely. I don't even know where to start.
You heard Jose. He wants a dumpster fire. It doesn't work
Yes.
without fluffs.
I have an announcement to make. A few days ago when I did the show and Balance Truths joined us, right? I came back 4 hours after the show to Discord to see what was going on, and it was only Chike and Balance Truths in the room. Who knows what they were doing over there, man? Those my question. I said I don't want to join. I don't want to interrupt anything,
You,
but they were in it. Let me share that evidence for the people.
you did good for your sanity.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Chike, were you guys alone in that room for like 4 hours or maybe more, right?
Yeah, I think it was like you ended the show in like 1 a.m. my time, and then we finished at 5 a.m. Yeah, could be 4 hours, maybe more.
Holy shit! So you slept with him? So you guys slept together?
No,
Oh, wait.
You guys spent the night together? That's a better way to say it.
the problem is like, I don't know. It's like you talk to him and it bounces back to you. It doesn't penetrate.
Um, RT96, yes. Balance Truths joined the show on Friday. That was maybe in the last hour of the show. And it was great, man. We had all kinds of fun, man. We went through so many topics, jumping around. It was fun, full of memes. It was full of memes.
Well, because that's how you do science and show you evidence and stuff, don't you? Memes.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
My picture is not a meme, Jose.
Huh?
The picture I showed is not a meme. It's a picture.
No, but I mean, like the topics, like, oh, is gravity real or not? And curvature of the Earth or pictures of Earth on space. I mean, asking the normal questions on how things work on a flat Earth, and Balanced Truth's answers were pretty much memes converted into words. I don't believe gravity is not real. The pictures from space are all fake, CGI. You know, that type of memes is what I say the conversation with.
Yeah, that's why I never bring pictures from space or anything like it.
But
I
we have
bring
to. We have to ask
observation.
him.
Why not? They're pretty cool picture. They're pretty cool photos.
Yeah.
You know, why argue about the shape of the Earth when we can
Because they
photograph
would
it from
be-
bloody space?
They would be denied immediately. What for?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter what you present to them; they deny it anyway.
Well,
If you took the buggers up there, they'd say they were being conned or fooled or something. You know,
yes,
they wouldn't believe it if they saw it with their own two eyes.
or they would say DP took the picture.
Yeah, that's true. You do make a valid point. They've got to have plausible deniability. Shout out to Bev. It's not my server. I didn't take those photos. You can't pin anything on me.
Well, every dogma got him with the picture that does have the leveling road in
I
it.
know.
So
I know. I saw that.
it will be a bit hard to get out of this one. Of course,
Yeah.
you can always say you shouldn't take pictures through auto levels. So why the fuck do you take pictures through auto level?
Yeah.
Who do you speak with? Left lane. I have heard you as I lurk in the background in other channels. I have heard you in the Geo server talk a lot. What do you talk about with them over there?
I just try to give them a sensible alternative to their idea that planet Earth is flat.
No, but that goes down well.
Yeah, without
Yeah.
going too deep, like into math, in equations and science, and too scientific, just keeping it normal and down to earth. I think that's your approach, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, and then and don't talk to me about dark matter when we're talking about rocks falling.
All right.
Can't explain the sunrise, but they want to crack on about Einstein.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's
yep.
always about dark matter, dark energy, black holes, the Big Bang.
Space time.
I got a
whatever.
comment. I got a comment on screen. A screenshot taken in one of the flat earthers, I don't know, shows. We got 10th man. 10th man says, check out the meaning of projected geometry where they admit to perspective. I read this like 3 times. I still don't understand what he want to say. Check out the meaning of projected geometry where they admit to perspective. And
Yeah.
and he follows up with perspective rules the day. They just don't want to admit it in their globe model. Horizon is infinity vanishing point. There's so much in there to unpack.
Who is he
Yeah.
arguing
So
with?
much wrong.
Whoever denied perspective?
So much to unpack there, man.
The problem is they make up a story, they repeat it so many times in the show, they don't remember exactly who said it, but they're sure it's Globus that said it, and voila, they have a debunk for themselves.
They remember catchphrases and clips, and they remember there's a conversation of an hour, somebody just word salad trying to explain something, and then at the end, well, to summarize, let's say that, I mean, to summarize, Horizon is infinity, let's say, after 1 hour of word salad from whatever random flat earther, and that's what they catch. So when he type Horizon is infinity, probably his vanishing point, he's remembering just a rant of blab and word salad that somebody spoke one day. And it made sense to him. Therefore, he said, like, yep, Horizon is infinity because somebody told me to. Told me. It's weird, man. What's the meaning of projected geometry?
I'm not entirely sure.
Check out the meaning of projected geometry where they admit to perspective. Who is they and what admit? I don't get it, man. I really don't get this.
Well, presumably means projective geometry because there isn't a projected geometry.
Maybe Blue has an idea. Blue joined the festivities. Blue, if I tell you, Blue, check out the meaning of projected geometry where they admit to perspective. Please, can you expand on that?
I have no idea what that psychobabble is. That makes no sense. What the hell is projected geometry?
It means Earth is flat, Blue. It means Earth's flat. That's what it
Oh,
means.
okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I'm so
there's-
sorry. Yeah.
There's projective geometry, but there's not projected geometry.
Okay, Shai
don't know.
shared an article. Sorry, Blue. go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's projective. But geometry that was projective is not projected in the future.
Well, you just got to get the terms right. It's called projective geometry.
It's projecting a sphere to a plane,
Yeah,
pretty much.
it's the relationship between geometric figures and the images that result from projecting them onto another surface. Yeah, projection basically. Something's being projected onto another surface. Shadows, they're quite good examples of that. Shadows are an example of projective geometry.
Foreshortening. Yes. It's you project an image from a certain angle on another surface, a camera, whatever it will be.
So he used this term as for some type of an explanation. Is that what he implies? I'm not sure.
I'm not quite sure what he was getting at with that statement, to be honest.
That we can't deny perspective.
Yeah, but perspective is an artistic term, as is vanishing point. Because when you're trying to draw something in perspective, all those perspective lines are going down to what is called the vanishing point. And that can be anywhere on your drawing. And you can have more than one. You can have more than one vanishing point. Depends on what type of perspective you're trying to draw. You have 2 or 3 different vanishing points on a picture that you're drawing using perspective.
Yep. So that was the 10th man. I found a few other comments more entertaining than this one, like this comment right here by Ulanor von Krieger. Farmer's Boy, you want to read that for us?
Wood is one of the most powerful anti-gravity substances. I can't believe
Short
I just
and
said
sweet.
that out loud.
Short and clear. Left Lane, tell us about wood.
Well, I don't know if I could keep it clean and tell you about the wood I'm thinking about.
Careful now, come on. Have you
Wood
got
floats.
Blue, can you read it from your own mouth and give us your thoughts?
No, I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole.
I think he's trying to say that wood, I don't know whether it's his wood or not, but wood defies gravity. And I think that all depends on what you're thinking.
I would agree.
At the time. Yeah. It quite clearly defies gravity, yeah.
Well, we know that wood is synonymous with the duck, so we can talk about ducks.
That
Let
is
me try to
something.
kill quiet.
What, ducks do not defy gravity?
All right, it's a fair cop. Oh dear. Yeah, I mean, he's got to be taking a piss, surely. I mean, how you can say that wood is an anti-gravity substance? So we don't need all these nonsense with bloody, engines on aircraft and indeed rockets, because all we need to do is make something out of lots and lots of wood. Because obviously, the more wood, the more anti-gravity effect it's going to have.
Yes.
By his, dare I say the word logic.
Blue served, and he was in the air. He's in vehicles that fly in the air. Were they made out of wood, like all of it?
Huh?
Were the vehicles that you flew were made out of wood?
No. Nope.
I don't
Not at all.
understand. Yeah, if the wood is the anti-gravity thing, why not use it?
Yeah. I'm going to write a strong letter to Mooney and ask him that question. Damn it.
They don't fly better over wood?
Speaking of, did you do any flying lift lane?
Yeah, I flew a couple of times this week. We did some power on, power off stalls, engine out emergency. We did quite a bit.
Moving ever closer,
Still-
huh?
Yep, it's right there. I did well with everything, and he said, I'm not going to give you an 8. I'm still going to keep you at a 7, but next week we're going to be at an 8. So I guess that means he's anticipating me letting me go next week.
No, I must say.
And
you're
I'm not
very-
in a rush. If he thinks I'm ready, I'm ready. Right?
Yeah.
I must say you're very brave, man.
All right, we got that super chat by Truth Nurse for 199 euros. Morning wood does defy gravity. Indeed, it does.
Yes, I've seen it happen.
Indeed, it does. Thank you, our Truth Nurse, for the educational comment. All right.
One
got-
more.
Go ahead.
Yeah, just one more quick comment for left lane. Yeah, remember back when I told you you'd have to do those stalls before they're going to let you.
Yeah.
So now you are
Yes,
getting
sir.
close. He saves it for the end. That's good.
Yeah.
that's
And we,
the point.
we
Sometimes that's the point where you lose students. You take them up and do stalls,
Oh, yeah?
and they don't like it. A lot of students really hate that, and I've had them walk away and never come back.
Well, you know that 172 is so stable. I'm sure that if we did it in a Mooney, it would be a lot different. But
Oh yeah,
it's almost like that 172 is. I mean, I know you can spin it, but I mean, it
Mhm.
just kind of flutters around like a leaf. You know?
yeah, it does. Yeah, I can show you how to spin it if you want to. But
No,
probably don't want
I've
to.
seen it, but no, I don't want to. But what I found most interesting was doing the power off or engine out and trimming all the way down and letting go of it, and it stayed right there at 65 all by itself.
Yep, that it will.
That was pretty amazing. Had plenty of time to do my checklist and find a field to land in and all that stuff. You wouldn't think that. You think you lose an engine, oh shit, you got, but you got plenty of time to do what you need to do.
Yeah, usually just take it to best glide, and
Yeah.
you got lots of time then.
All right, let's go to the next comment. Next comment. Farmer's Boy, do you want to do the honors on reading this? This is by our own friend, reality denier meme earther that goes now by the name of Iron Horse. What was his name? He's got a old man with a long beard. He debated a lot with Fight the Flat Earth. I don't know. I forgot his older name.
He was otherwise known as Flat Earth Aussie Jesus.
Oh, see, Jesus. Yes, that's the name that I recognize. Yeah.
Right. I'm not
That's-
even gonna attempt his accent because I can't.
Don't attempt the accent. Just read the comment and let's see how true to how close to reality he is.
Okay. A pizza is round. So is a coin, a plate, a disc. Circles made with compasses around Polaris are round. That's the only roundness of our stationary planar Earth.
Whoa, there was a big disconnect in there.
Yeah.
Like the first sentence, I said, like, yeah, you're just stating things like facts. Yeah, that's reality. But then you kind of connected one thing to another that makes no sense whatsoever. He got lost.
Yes. I think as he was typing that out, I think he forgot where he was going. Maybe I'm not sure. So there you go. As far as he's concerned, his flat stationary Earth isn't round.
It's Aussie Jesus, for God's sakes.
Oh, I know. Yes,
Yeah.
he hasn't
Roscoe,
changed
yeah.
at all from what I've said of him recently. He's still
No.
completely mad.
Yeah, he thinks the moon is a hollow mud ball filled with helium.
dug out the Grand Canyon by giants, wasn't it?
Yep,
If
yep.
I remember rightly, yeah.
Now this comment is Blue. I want your thoughts first on this comment and tell us how you really feel. Upcoming now by Zoo Scott, and I quote, with a T, with a capital T, trillions of satellites, and I can't get a signal. Blue, your thoughts?
What in the hell is he talking about? Trillions of satellites. Trillions. Or at the moment, 5,000 or so.
Yeah.
There's a little problem with that. What does it mean I can't get a signal? A signal from what? Does your GPS not work? What?
Trillions.
Trillions of satellites. That's there's a major departure from reality here, folks.
No
Yeah.
wonder why they think the Earth is flat. Sorry, Chai, go ahead.
Or did he try to get a signal? That's the first question you need to ask. Oh, I didn't. That's fine.
Well, realistically, there's about 5,000 operational satellites at the moment. Operational. And not all of them want to talk to you. You know that? A few do. I mean, there's a few that would like to have something to say to your GPS receiver. But most of them, not really.
The most recent figure I can find at the moment, as of January the 1st this year, there were 4,852 active satellites.
5,000 sounds about right, yeah.
So considering how many more Mr. Musk has launched in sort of the last 8 months, and there's quite a few, yeah, you're probably getting on for 5,000 active satellites, and God knows how many dead ones are still got up there because they put them in a particular orbit, don't they, if they don't deorbit them.
There's a whole shitload of zeros to add to get to trillions from 5,000.
Yeah, man.
Trillions? I mean, we ain't even got to 1,000 yet, let alone 10,000, 100,000, a million, a billion.
I promise I didn't make any of these comments up. These are legit comments from Flattery channels in comment section.
I don't doubt that whatsoever. But it's strange because I just asked my phone to check its oh, come on, unlock your fucker. 15. It's getting my GPS is getting signal from 15 satellites at the moment.
Well, he's only off by 9 orders of magnitude. No big problem.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. I got some mathematics to break down here. All right. If there are 8 billion people on planet Earth and 1 trillion satellites, on average, everyone on Earth have already launched 125 satellites. Somewhere around there, right? Including babies and newborns, everybody that's born every day.
Imagine 1 trillion satellites in orbit around the Earth. We wouldn't even be able to see the bloody moon.
A solid
It'd just be like a solid wall of metal in orbit around the Earth.
Outer sphere surrounding the Earth.
That's the dome. That's the Iron Dome.
That's a good comment, man.
1 trillion satellites.
Wait, we can try and do the math. How many satellites we need to cover the sky?
Work out the surface area of a globe. What's geostationary orbit altitude? I can't remember off the top of my head. How many thousands?
No, we can go to low Earth orbit.
24,000, I think.
Something like that.
What do we have here? A screenshot of satellites, like that you can locate them. All right.
Yeah.
In a phone, in an app, you can in a phone know where they are.
Well, I say that's similar to an app I've got on my phone. I mean, it's telling me exactly where I am, the pitch and roll of the device, what altitude I'm at, and 16 satellites at the moment. Oh no, just dropped down to 15. No, make your mind up. It's fluctuating because the damn things aren't stationary, are they?
Okay, we got another fun fact about trillions. $1 trillion bills, $1 trillion bills with weight 1 million tons and it take up to 200. It take up 200 feet by 500 feet by 550 feet of space. Thanks, Justin. Justin France. The more you know.
Is he finding this on the web, or is he actually working it out?
All right, I got the last comment, and this one I didn't even have to clip and to screenshot pasted in 3 different comments because they were back to back to back by 3 people in the chat box, and this is a triple
positive.
whammy comment. We got one by Iron Horse, Eye Level Awakening, and Ulanor von Krieger. Who wants to read the first one? Iron Horse.
I'll do Iron Horse then. When we look through a telescope, we can see we can just as rightly claim the lights are. Christ Almighty, the lights are in the telescope. Really?
Boom!
Oh.
Solid.
God
Solid.
damn
one.
it, man.
My God, I couldn't believe it. As I read it, it's like, no, hang on a minute, that can't be right.
Oh, that's a solid one. Left lane. So the lights are in the telescope. Give me your thoughts about
Yeah.
that, man. That's a tricky
Yeah,
one.
that's pitiful. That's just pitiful.
It's like that comment they say that all the telescopes have got chips in them.
Left lane, let's elaborate, right? Let's say I want to buy a telescope in Walmart. There are thousands of Walmart in the world. There are probably 50 to 100 telescopes in each supercenter Walmart. And those are just the cheap ones, the little ones. If you don't count the little stores, the Dollar General, they sell $5-10 telescopes for kids. You mean all of those telescopes? The lights are in the telescopes. How, dude? That's a big one. Tell me, Left Lane, how do they do this?
I don't know. I can't find the processor or any of the electronics or anything that would project that into the telescope.
Is that only for adult telescopes, like the big ones from NASA, or
Wait.
or is he talking about all the telescopes? Go ahead, Left Lane.
Well, you have to look on the bottom of the telescope and see if it says whether or not it's for educational use.
Oh,
Good point. I like that.
this is so fucking. So sorry, man. The lights.
How does he know the lights aren't in his eye as he's looking through the telescope?
Jeez. You can look up in the sky, you can see a planet, and then look at it through the telescope and see that it's actually a planet.
Yeah. God, he's out there, isn't he?
Who's watching my screen share and can I don't know if you can read now. That's why I haven't tell you, Left Lane. If you want to grab the second comment, if you can't, Blue maybe.
No, I can't. I'm driving.
Yeah, all right. Blue, do you wanna entertain us for a few seconds and read the comment by Eye Level Awakening? If you can. All right. Farmer's Boy, it's you again, man. Eye Level Awakening says.
I'm not going to say it as he's written it because he's shouting. Children always focus the sky when talking about the earth beneath us. Obvious distractors.
Can you try to make sense out of that comment for me, please?
Well, yeah, they have to say that because the sky obviously demonstrates you're on a rotating planet, so they don't want you to look at the sky.
Sorry, I was on mute. I read it.
Oh. And then you realized that we were talking over you as you read it. Sorry, you were muted.
The microphone's sitting between me and the mute button. I couldn't see it. Oh, no.
So is there a comma after children, or is this continuous? Is he saying children always focus, or is he saying children always focus? You know, like, I don't know.
No, I don't think there's a comma missing there.
I think he's a few words shy of a coherent thought, regardless of how you punctuate it.
That made more sense than the actual comment, Blue.
Yeah.
He's just a few words short of something coherent, and that makes sense.
He's a few somethings short of something else as well. Yeah. he is generally coming up short in most categories, I think.
So children always focus on the sky when talking about the earth beneath us. Why children? I mean, like everybody, like obvious distractors. Is he telling like children are distractors? Children are dangerous because they're distracting us because they're telling us to focus in the sky. I don't get his point at all. Trying to see
No,
the big picture, the message.
it's not a very well constructed argument, is it?
Mm. It is not, man. It's weird. All right, I got the last comment by Ulanor. Ulanor says, and I quote, Mars was named after the candy bar.
Yes.
The candy bar name is so old, man. It predates so many things. What about that?
I think the Count von Krieger has been spending a bit too much time with that bottle of Jägermeister.
How can you even think about candy bar? The name of a candy bar is older than the name of the planet.
I don't know, maybe it's a joke.
Yeah, I'm hoping it was a joke.
Hope so, yeah.
I don't even know where to separate people real claims and jokes, Crazy. Crazy. That was good. That was fun. Now we're gonna learn about tides on a flat Earth.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let me open. I got a short clip to share over here. Let me pause it and scroll back. It's a minute video, a minute and some change. You don't have to do anything. I should switch my screen share, and you should be able to see the video clip window. All right. If I'm not mistaken, this was a stream that happened last night or the night before by Phuket World, aka Gigantor.
Hello, flat Earth globers, debunkers, researchers, and any other fuckwits I can think of. Huh?
Thank you so much. So I clicked in and I heard this and I go like, whoa, this is good because he's gonna tell us how tides work on a flat Earth. Hopefully we get audio over here. You guys can watch my screen share and I'm gonna click play in 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
In terms of space, I know. And so yeah, of course, tides occur in certain times of the year, very predictable, and what have you, and they're often related to the moon. But nothing happens in. Hang on, I'm going to try and place this so I can talk to you at the same time while I drink my coffee. Hang on.
Oh, I'm excited. Actually, I want to go back to this first because when he starts speaking, I love it, man. I was so excited and so in the edge of my seat. So I'm just gonna play one more time. I want to watch the full video. Let's see. Here we go, one more time.
In terms of space, I know. And so yeah, of course, tides occur in certain times of the year, very predictable, and what have you, and they're often related to the moon. But nothing happens in. Hang on, I'm going to try and place this so I can talk to you at the same time while I drink my coffee. Hang on. Yeah, it's just there we go. I'll just try and turn this down. Right. Stick this in a slot or something, one of these bamboo slots, so I can see you just through here. One sec. I want to drink my coffee before it goes cold.
Should have done that before we started recording.
You able to see me that far away?
I hope he remembered what he was talking about because.
I'm just afraid. some of this. How's that?
He was going to tell us about
How's that? Bit
tides.
of beach in the background. All right.
Yeah, because it only happens certain times of the year.
Oh, now I got the sun directly on me. Not good.
Hopping.
We're right there. Ben flat. I know there's a lot. I don't know. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Hi, Boomy. Hi, Al. Yes, it is nice. Yes. So Kushal. People have sent rockets and they stop at some barrier. Yeah, I mean, there's different things you can say about that because I know that they do talk about this particular mechanism on the rocket that stops it from going up. But then there's some, I can't remember who did it, but someone did some really put lots of footage together.
I want to hear how tides work on a flat Earth.
Yeah, he told us.
If you do that, you're dead.
It was done. Oh shit, that was Merrill.
Oh yeah.
Damn. So
That's a little bit
Gigantor say, all right, tides. Tides are a thing. Tides exist, and it often, it something correlation with the moon. And when he was gonna tell us about I think the title of the show was Tides on a Flat Earth, and that's everything he mentioned about tides. So he never went back to it. He never get an explanation. He never get nothing because he got too distracted on setting up the phone and having a cup of tea, and never told us about tides on a flat Earth. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, that's probably quite purposeful because I don't think he'd have been able to adequately explain tides in our model, let alone his. Tides on a flat Earth, how the hell do they happen?
I think that was smart of him.
Could be. I mean, he
knows
what he's doing when he lies and deceives.
Yeah,
he's got a history.
Tides are a paradox on flat Earth.
What's that?
On flat Earth, tides are a paradox because horizontal is a line that is perpendicular to the horizon. It's a paradox that you can have both tides and horizontal to the horizon.
Well, I think that really was a very instructive video, and it demonstrated something that I've suspected for a long time, and that is that the attention span of flat earthers is about the same as that of a cricket.
You caught that, Bob, right? I mean, isn't it amusing to witness that?
Actually, I was about to compliment him if he comes back to the subject, but he didn't. He can remember something for 30 long seconds.
Dude, he got lost so fast. He was into something. Sorry, Bob, go ahead.
Here's your English word of the day, or your English phrase of the day. It's called pipe dream. Your thoughts that he would come back to it are a pipe dream, to use it in a sentence.
Man, I have so much faith on it. Yeah, he started like to say, well, he started a sentence, but he got halfway. He said like, oh wait, I cannot talk with this. Let me set myself up and let me get a coffee and the sun and and then he started reading the chat. Hey, how you doing? Let's talk about rockets now.
I think you had to bear with him for at least another 6 or 7 minutes.
Well, here's the definitive proof that the Earth is a globe. Oh, there's a squirrel! Squirrel!
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. That's exactly what I wanted to present here. Isn't that something, man? Uh-oh. We got a character that hasn't been here in a while.
Oh, yeah.
Dice Low. Brian was here. Brian dropped. What's up, Dice Low? You there?
Yeah, what's going on?
What's up? Good to hear your voice, man. Been a while.
Yeah, been a little bit.
Where you been? You been hanging around in all the channels, all the streams and stuff, or no? Not really.
Yeah, I've been bouncing around here and there.
Good. Is there anything new that you want to bring to our attention? Something like you think, like, you know what, this could be compelling. This could be something. I might have something solid in here. Something comes to your mind?
No.
Really? Disappointing.
Are you doing like a live stream right now or something?
Yeah, I got a live stream right now. Yeah, it's good. Shout out to
Oh,
YouTube.
nice.
39 watching on YouTube, 20 likes. We can hit a few more thumbs up. Yeah, it's Sunday afternoon. Usually I get 45, 50 people. It's not a big channel, but still, dude, 38 people is a big party, man. You open a party, a little festivity, family party, and you got 40 people there. Fucking A, that's great.
Cross us all we had at the wedding.
Yeah. So what you guys talk about then? Do you? I mean, where are you on related to reality, Dicelo? Right. I'm not gonna go too hard, but let's take it easy. Do you think that we live on a? I mean, if you were to put yourself outside the Earth, woof, away, and look back to the Earth and the Moon and the Sun, the whole system, do you think is what we expect to see? Do you think we're gonna see this big planet sphere, and then very far away you see the moon, tiny, and then you see over there very far away the sun? What do you think you will see?
Yeah, I don't think we would see the heliocentric system as has been given.
Hmm. What do you think that? I think everything points to it being the way, being that way.
I don't know, not for me.
What things?
Nothing.
What things have you found that doesn't point to it being that way? Big planet, moon, quarter of a million miles away, millions and millions of miles away, super huge sun. What points to you? What do you find that it doesn't add up?
I think for the conditions required to have the heliocentric model as given would have to be such a perfect condition to where it's merely impossible. Like the odds of all that coming together the way they portray it just seems highly unlikely.
All right, guys, you get the floor. I'll stay over here in the background. Let's try to talk and let's talk and yeah, have fun. In between one show another, I'll be moderator. Any thoughts on what Dice Low say?
What? Other than he's wrong.
Well, what specifically would be wrong with the model?
Well, I didn't say anything specifically was wrong. I just said it seems highly unlikely, improbable.
Try to elaborate a little more. Give him like a little example to know where to where to go from there.
Yeah. Do we have any examples of life coming from innate matter spontaneously?
Do you think that I don't think that has to do with what we will see if we be outside the Earth? I mean, about the actual shape of the Earth as a planet and a sphere and the moon and the sun. I think that's outside that topic. It will take us out of that topic completely. I think I wanted
I don't think so.
to into this a little bit.
I don't think so because if we point to a creator versus your Big Bang paradigm, which spawned all of this nonsense, then I think we can quickly see that it's highly illogical from literally every assertion that that's made regarding life and the nature of our experience here being
Left
some.
lane. Hold on, left lane had a comment there.
Oh no, I must have been hot micing.
Okay, sorry about that.
I don't think the Big Bang concept in any way, shape, or form brought about our understanding of the orientation of the Earth and the moon and the sun and the other planets in our solar system. That the Big Bang theory came along way after.
Yeah,
the
heliocentric
model.
model. Yeah, that wasn't what I meant, but yeah, I totally agree. but that's their answer for causation. So that's their prima causa is the Big Bang, which is what backs up the heliocentric model from alpha to beta. So
Well, really the same model that you guys have in the Christian faith, if that's where you're coming from. You got a Big Bang model too,
Do we see humans created from that?
I think from the heliocentric or from the Christian perspective, God was always existent, like he's eternal.
Yeah.
What Blue was saying there about from Christianity's standpoint, and a God saying, He created everything, like the universe and the heavens, and it's like all in one day, kind of, or 2 or 3 days. What did that look like? Was that a Big Bang, or in itself? Could that have been the Big Bang?
Bible kind of starts out that way, doesn't it? In the beginning, bang. Heaven and earth got created. Big bang. Right there.
No, I think they're two separate dichotomies. I think God is an intelligent design, whereas Big Bang is just an improbability.
Well, I don't read it that way, but
I mean, even the proponents of the Big Bang say, like, the odds of it happening the way it did are, astronomical.
What do you mean?
Like, it's they compare it to the equivalency of sticking a car in a sea container, just based on the parts alone, not like an arranged car, and shaking it until the car places itself together in perfect working order. Like that's the likeliness.
I don't know what you're talking about. The probability for the Big Bang is 100% as far as we know, because it happened, and we don't know it doesn't happen. So, well,
I don't think anyone has verifiable proof that it did happen. I think it's a theory.
Well, its actual existence, the fact that it's here, is evidence that something happened. See, I kind of look at it like they observe the universe and what's happening, and of course we are perfectly capable of doing that, observing and seeing what's happening. And you put all that in reverse, and what do you come up with? Kind of thing. And then the current model as it is, and the way gravity works, and I don't have any problem imagining over a span of 13 billion years that things have shaken out to be what they are and working as they do.
13 billion years.
You cut out there, Dasla?
More like 14.
14.
Yeah.
And how long is it since life's been around here on Earth?
4.
4.5 million, or a billion, I don't know, 4 billion, something like that.
I think the Earth's approximately 4.5 billion years old, isn't it?
We burn them as fuel now.
It's an interesting story, but
I don't see anywhere in the Bible where God pumped oil in the ground.
Do you have a better story?
yeah, just intelligent design. God created the.
And how would you test that? And how would you test that?
I mean, it's pretty evident.
No, it's not evident. How would you test it? That's a question that science always asks. How can I design a test that will give me a yes or a no on a question? So, what is your test for intelligent design?
I mean, look at life. Life being created, they always require the spark of life, don't they? Isn't that
Do they? What's
yeah,
the
that's
spark
what they
of life?
equivocate. That's what they equivocate to God.
What's a spark of life? Is it got a voltage to it? How would you test it? How would you test the spark of light?
Pretty sure it's visible under the microscope.
Okay, what would we look for?
It's something similar to a spark. Obviously, like an impulse of light.
Okay, are you aware that anybody has tested this?
Yeah, science is mainstream's already
Okay,
verified
great.
that. That's the only.
Go ahead and show some of the data from that. Do you have a paper or something or other that we could review? Because I have a degree in biology, and I'd be very interested in seeing what the spark of life was. Do you have a paper I can read?
Sure. Where do you want me to post it?
Put it in chat. I want to see a scientific peer-reviewed paper that says we found the spark of life, and here is microscopic evidence of the spark of life.
It's a Daily Boom Uncensored, Dasla. It's up at the top. Hey, Gary Wabangas put something in there.
I think Gary's struggling with
Oh,
the
that's
fact
the Big Bang.
that science sort of looks for answers and develops fresh ideas.
Sorry, I'm back. Sorry if I was miking.
Did you find it?
What did I find?
Did he find his scientific peer-reviewed article on the spark of life?
Anything that you guys want me to share specifically for now? What's the article that you posted? Oh, that was Gary Webenga. Posted something. Sorry, I was away from the keyboard, so I don't know what happened in the past 5 minutes.
Well, Daslo was talking something, and I've heard mention of it. Something about the point at the instant of fertilization that there's some spark that happens. And I've taken, up to some 400 level biology, and I've never seen that presented in any of my classes or labs or anything. And I don't guess I've looked hard enough, maybe, but I would like to see it.
Well, in fairness, there is a change in polarity of the covering of the human egg at the instant of fertilization, so that only one sperm fertilizes the egg. And as soon as that does, the polarity of the membrane changes slightly and prevents any others from coming in. But that's not a spark. It's simply a little change in polarity.
Well, technically, that's what a spark is. It's just dynamic polarity.
I just want to throw a comment in here that before this, whatever is happening now, I predicted it. When I asked my question about what you would see if you will go outside the Earth, you see a big planet, the moon, and the sun, and you wanted to talk about evolution and the creation. I knew that this was going to happen. I knew that you wouldn't been able to comment on what do you think the Earth looks if you get to step outside. Daislo, do you want to go back to that, or you want to continue through this obfuscation and secondary topic? It's up to you, Daislo.
Well, I'll review his paper when he posts it. Otherwise, let's go back to the main topic. And no, that's not what a spark is.
Oh, it's in the spam room.
So, what do you define a spark to be?
An emission of light.
And what is light?
The electric perturbation in non-Cartesian counter space.
You can post in the Daily Boom on Sensor now. Daislo, the main. Sorry, I didn't know that you didn't have posting roles. Now you do.
Yeah, I put something there on Dr. James Tour talking about the origins of life, and within that he gets into the spark of life and covers a lot of things in there in that discussion.
Sorry, but I'm eating a snack with bursting with flavors. Pretzel pieces, honey mustard, and onion flavor. It is so strange because I had it in there for a long time, and now I say I need a snack. Let me try this, and they are so bad that they are so good. It's actually bursting with flavor. Boom.
Okay, I had a quick look. That is not a peer-reviewed article. That is a lecture tour by somebody from some sort of a religious evolutionary denying site. So I'm not really interested in that. Do you have something? Do you have something from Nature or any legitimate peer-reviewed scientific journal?
I saw you unmuted, but you didn't say nothing, Dai.
Oh, I just got back. I had a phone call. What was that?
Yeah, that is a YouTube video from a lecture tour by a creationist scientist speaking on behalf of some sort of creationist institute. I specifically asked for a peer-reviewed scientific paper. I would suggest you research Nature or one of the other major journals and just go ahead and present your article for that. I'm not interested in some book tour.
Well, I mean, peer review is just an echo chamber of subjectivity. Wouldn't you want something a little bit more objective?
No, that's not what it is. And peer review
Exactly
actually
what it
has
is.
nothing to do. Peer review has nothing to do with the content or the conclusions of a paper. It has to do with the methods that it was derived by. And it's not an echo chamber of any kind. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's just how you got to it. So
Yeah, it has to fit within their paradigm. Otherwise, it's
no,
dismissible.
no, I'm not going to play your little
Yeah.
game. You either present
That's
a
how it
peer
works.
reviewed, paper from a legitimate journal, or quite frankly, you're dismissed.
Well,
Yeah, that's your biased perspective.
well, something's wrong with peer review.
It's biased.
Bias towards reality, demonstrable
Oh yeah.
evidence.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Particle wave dualities. I mean, there's several things coming from peer review that's completely insane. They
Not
try to say
understanding something doesn't
space
make
and
it
time
wrong.
is a thing.
Not
These
understanding
aren't things that
something does
are.
not make it wrong. Now, simply because we don't understand something does not mean that it's not occurring. That's the first step of scientific endeavor, is to find something that you don't understand and then try and figure it out. It doesn't
But the
require us
problem
to
is
understand the
the
mechanism of
problem
something in
you're
order
trying
for it
to
to be real.
understand it from a materialist perspective. Like, not
All right,
everything
well,
is
if you have a
material.
problem with that, you go ahead and get the training and have an opinion. Until then, you don't have an opinion.
Ouch.
Yep. Until then, you'll just keep reifying the essence of nothing as being something, i.e., space and time, photons, waves, all sorts of things. You guys are insane.
What I have heard about peer review is that it's a brutal process, brutal, and there's no echo chambers by any means whatsoever. It's what I have heard about peer review.
Yeah. Well, I told you what I heard. It's a bunch of materialists making biased subjective claims about reality that everything has to fit within the confines of their paradigm. Otherwise, it's dismissible.
Maybe Gary Webenga has an opinion on peer review. He should write papers and make some graphs and make some pictures and graphs and stuff about perspective and just have a peer review. What do you think, Gary? any flat earth they have peer review anything like by the actual process, by the actual agencies and stuff like that.
Well, you first need something to review. That means a paper.
Ooh, brutal, Blue, brutal.
Then you submit the paper to see if the publishing body, whoever that might be, could be Nature Magazine, could be the Electric Power Research Institute, where I've had papers published. Could be a place like that, and they'll decide if they want to publish it. Before they publish it, they're the ones that conduct the peer review. They've got their own experts in various fields that are going to take a look at it. And yes, it is brutal.
I'll tell you what, why don't you just go ahead and tell us exactly what peer review is to you, friend? What do you think peer review even means?
I just told you, man. You weren't listening?
No, you tell me what you think peer review is. What is
I
peer
have.
review?
I've already given it, man.
Well,
You
then
haven't been
humor
listening.
me and do it again. What's peer review?
Wow. It's a biased group of people subjectively perceiving things that have to fit within the construct of their paradigm in order to be accurate or dismissible.
Okay, you see, you have no idea what peer review even is. That has nothing to do with peer review. What peer review is that look, and correct me if I'm wrong, Blue. What peer review does is they look at your methods and they look at the rigor of your data collection. They look at the documentation behind your data collection and see whether or not you collected enough data and asked a question that data could give you a yes or a no answer on. So in other words, is your research something that will actually yield a result? It doesn't have anything to do with what the result is. It's whether or not they can have confidence in the result of your data. So in other words, if you look at the curve of the Earth, there are two possibilities. The surface of the Earth is curved. The surface of the Earth is not curved. You have to design a test that will conclusively tell the difference between those two things. You have to collect your data. Your data has to be validated by documentation, etc. And then you can make a conclusion, whatever it is, based on what your data was. But if your data is correct and your question is correct, you pass peer review. Is there something wrong with that, Blue?
No, that's pretty much how it works.
It has absolutely nothing to do with your results. It has to do with how you carried out the subject of your paper, whether or not you did it in a valid way or not.
That is the concern. They don't care what the results are.
They really don't.
Yeah, they're not trying to divine a result. They're trying to look at what you did and see if what you did is enough to substantiate the conclusion that you're coming to.
Does that help you a little bit?
Yeah.
You understand the process a little better?
Yeah. I mean, I get what you guys are saying. So it's definitely worthy to think about.
Yeah, in other words, have you overlooked?
I don't think it really changes my position. I mean, you're just saying essentially, like they don't care about the results. It's just the rigor you put into validating or supporting what it is you're trying to claim or discover or interpret the data thereof based
It's
on
whether or not there's enough there to base a conclusion on.
Right.
So if you're looking at the curve of the Earth and your data, your question is water blue or green? And if it's green, it's flat. If it's blue, it's curved. and I took black and white pictures of the water, I don't think that's going to pass peer review, because your question isn't valid, your data is poor, and doesn't give a conclusive answer. And I don't think you're going to get published. You're not going to pass peer review for that.
Yeah, maybe I said something wrong too, and I want to be sure we're understanding what I meant when I said the reviewers don't care about your conclusion. They very much care about your conclusion, but they don't go into it wanting it to be a yes or wanting it to be a no. What they want to do is look at the conclusion you've come to and look at the methodology you used to achieve that conclusion, and make sure that you have not fooled yourself into believing something is true that really isn't, or fooled yourself into thinking something isn't true that really is. That's what it's all about.
Now, it's not a perfect system. Every now and then one gets through. Wakefield is a good example of one that made it through peer review until it was withdrawn. But for the most part, it's a pretty good system, and it encourages rigor in science, which is something that you don't have with something that's dependent upon faith, which is what you're promoting.
From what I understand, if you submit something fraudulent, you will be found out, and it will ruin your career.
Most of the time, I think that if they don't catch you the first try, they will catch you, because once they do publish it, people look at it. And if their peer review missed it, you're going to get letters to the editor, and you're going to get counter papers from people trying to reproduce your results, and they're not going to be able to do it. A good example of that, I think, was cold fusion. Wasn't that a big thing a few years ago, Blue?
Yeah, it was.
And wasn't that how they found it?
Yeah.
People tried to replicate it.
Nobody could ever replicate it.
Yep. It comes out eventually. You will be caught.
Look up the latest video of Sabina, I can't pronounce his last name, about all the hoaxes that were posted as peer reviews.
Yeah, let's be careful with that topic. Go ahead, Lemon. What's up?
Well, Robert Gentry talked about the corruption of the peer review system, how it basically enforces a rigid orthodox viewpoint and does not brook any sort of detraction from that viewpoint. He was trying to get his paper published about the radiopolonium halos in granite rocks, these little rings in the granite rocks that appear to show that the granite rocks were made within 30 minutes of time. And basically the editor of the peer review journal or whatever wouldn't publish his paper because of the obvious implications for something like creation, that something miraculous like God made the earth essentially and the granite rocks therein within 30 minutes of time. And so, peer review has people like you and me with axes to grind, with agendas, biases, and that needs to be acknowledged, because sometimes that can corrupt sainted, white as snow, pure virginal science.
Solid. Thank you guys for not interrupting. Bob, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very good criticism. And, the issue with it is the peer review is not perfect. Nobody claims that it is. But I think that unless you actually look at the paper and see his methods and what he felt his conclusions were and see what his support for those conclusions were, I think you can't condemn the peer review process as not wanting to show God.
Fair enough. It's nice to have a back and forth about this. Like, how does your paper address this? And have the side say, okay, we address this in this way. And then, tit for tat, counter for that, we see, okay, how do you address this? How do you address this? That's where a good, rigorous discussion, peer review or not, tends to occur.
Well, you're giving us an anecdotal story there, Lemon, from your side, but without the benefit of knowing where that paper was submitted and what thought process went into the publisher saying, no, I don't want to have anything to do with this. That's the part that's left out. We don't know what led him to that conclusion.
But Blue, you have to admit, at least it was a reasonable comment.
Yeah, it's reasonable. I'm just pointing out a bit of a hole in the argument.
Well, Mr. Blue, I read Robert Gentry's book about it that he wrote from back in like the 80s, before he died. He died a couple years ago. And he made several videos about the subject itself. So this is the limit of the knowledge that I know about these radiopolonium halos. Now, if the editor or whoever, said yes or no to the paper could, say what their viewpoint is and why they did it and be honest about it, I'd love to read that book from their perspective. But Robert Gentry said, that the editor asked him point blank, what does this mean? With hostility. Like, it was kind of like the editor was saying, are you saying that creation is a thing and that this, is scientific, proof of creation or something like that? And he talked about how the paper would chill on the editor's desk for months, unpublished and acknowledged, basically, in a very strange way. People wouldn't return his calls. People, wouldn't even, let it go along the process, even though it was, a well, researched and very fascinating topic. The person who did the radiopolonium halos talked about the way that he would shave small sections of rock, show the little concentric halos within the rock, and talked about the methodology of how he said this form of polonium 210 or whatever it is very short lived. It only lasts for 30 minutes before all of it is gone from the rock. And this, polonium is crystallized into the rock with these concentric circles as if it formed, and in a flash, like.
Uh-oh. You
Yeah.
went quiet there.
Oh, yeah, but it was very fascinating, and the book was, a very fascinating read too. So that, the breadth of my
That's
knowledge
good,
about whatever's
solid.
going on here.
Yeah, I'm sure it was fascinating. It was also written by a guy who's trying to sell you a book. I wouldn't lose sight of that fact, Lemon. I would point out too that not only do we not have any counterpoint to go along with this anecdotal story, there's more than one magazine out there that publishes things. And my immediate question is, how many magazines turned him down? And if you're
How
saying
many?
he only took it to one, then what's wrong with him? There are plenty of places to publish things.
Yeah, but I think
Lemon, there's one other question that you really have to consider in order to look at this thoroughly. Now, in medicine, one of the little adages that we have in medicine is that an uncommon presentation of a common disease occurs more frequently than a common presentation of an uncommon disease. All right, I'll let you think about that for a second. But you've got one finding here in the entire body of geology, and this one finding seems to go against the entire body of geology. Do you think that it is more likely that this one study is right and everybody else is wrong, or that everybody else is right and this study demonstrates something that is an interesting finding that needs further explanation?
I guess the second. But I guess that's how peer review can enforce orthodoxy. If there is somebody who discovers an outlier, groupthink and peer review can be used to brutally suppress the detracting view. And that just needs to be honestly acknowledged. What is peer review accepting and what is peer review rejecting, and why? Is this small committee of peer review people so busy and so swamped they rubber stamp the same old science over and over and over again? Or
But
are they really
You realize
looking-
there's not just one peer review committee that meets in secret in the back of TGI Fridays, right?
Oh no, you are correct. Yeah, yes,
you must
I get
include,
that too. I get
yeah,
that
there
too.
should be a body of evidence included with the peer review. Peer review is not just an idea that I'm getting, a theory. I say, you know what? I'm gonna change it. I don't think the earth formed this way. I'm gonna just make some shit up. Or the moon is made out of this material. I'm gonna just make some shit up. It has to be, you have to include the body of studies on evidence and experiments and all that kind of stuff. It's not just a paper.
Yeah.
You come up with an idea and just propose it and they accept it.
Yeah. And that's why we need to say, okay, how many people are reviewing, how swamped they are, what's their ideology, who's paying them the money, if I come up with, I don't know, an electric water car that threatens to totally upend the gas industry, and you're on peer review and you're paid by Shell, Exxon, or the Rockefellers who have, significant oil interests or whatever in this hackneyed example, can I expect you to be a fair reviewer at the patent office, at the peer review body? I really can't. So
That's a
I'm going to need to
conspiracy.
acknowledge what possible motivation.
What makes you think that
Yeah, that's a
Exxon pays
conspiracy.
peer review, especially
Because
on things related to their industry?
oh
And you
yeah,
realize that you have such a thing as a disclosure that has to be published too, right? You get in a lot of trouble if you don't mention the fact that you're being funded by somebody. That was a good example with Wakefield. Didn't reveal that he was being funded by an anti-vax organization.
Uh-oh. We're getting too deep into that. I don't want details here about that topic.
Well, if you're talking about conflicts of interest being stated, okay, that is one way to try to fight this, honestly stating your conflicts of interest. But people say, despite these conflicts of interest, people have a revolving door in the case of, say, the FDA or regulatory agencies, which I think of as nothing more than a form of peer review. You got people who work at these companies, whatever they are, they get a sweetheart deal and a sweetheart position for thousands of, even millions of dollars a year on the board of one of these companies that they're supposed to, help, keep honest and regulate. So I guess we just have to be honest about the possible sources of corruption, even the, conflicts of interest stated and not stated.
But Lemon, what regulatory committee governs peer review? I can only think of one. Can you think of any?
I haven't heard of anything regulating the peer review itself, no.
I know of one, and that is that generally when you're dealing with human experimentation, there's a separate ethics board that meets with it.
Interesting.
Lemon, my question is, why would you like to go with a water powered car to a peer review and not a patent office?
Because it's a real education, Mr. Chaiki, in the ways that, moneyed, powerful interests can seed these organizations with their operatives, their interests, and control it with 1, 2, 3 members from within. And that is a huge study that speaks volumes more than the peer review process itself.
Lemon, there's no money in peer review. If you want to make money, you go to the patent office, you start building the car. Nobody else can build this car without permission from you, and that's how you make money.
Fair enough. But it looks like, patents, even sanctioned from these bodies, can be withdrawn on purpose to brutally suppress and keep an innovation, a technology, a science from the people.
No, the only way your patent will be rejected is that someone already registered it.
Yeah, you can get the patent now. Now, Lemon, just to play into your little, your conspiratorial thinking, if somebody patents a water-powered car, you may have the gas companies coming and offering them $1 billion to buy the patent, and then they control it. That's a way that they can do it, but they can't just stop you from getting a patent.
Fair enough. I study this stuff to say, okay, is this, peer review process white as snow, or is there, funny business that is or isn't being acknowledged? That's a huge study right there.
Lemon, what if this this is something that can be done, a car that runs with water instead of petrol and stuff like that, right? What if the car can only run on fresh water? I mean, the water companies are gonna make a shitload of money because probably the water price will go up like a motherfucker. Don't you think? You cannot use salt water from the ocean because it will damage the car. Why are you tossing that?
Well, you can only make the price go up if you control access to water. As far as I can tell, water is everywhere and there's lots of drops to drink. So now this peer review process that's probably paid by gas and other interests is saying, how are we going to make money on this? If we can't make money on this, then brutally suppress this technology and act like it doesn't exist. and so that
No, they buy
motivation
the
would need to
technology,
be
Lemon.
acknowledged.
Now the other question, right? What if the car would only run on salt water from the ocean, but we hire a bunch of penguins from Antarctica to guard the coastlines so we don't get the free water from the ocean?
Water's everywhere, Jose. It's going to be really hard to make money on water when you can't control access
Lemon,
to it.
usable
So
water is
I
not
think that's
everywhere.
a fail. That's not gonna happen. True, true. But you can make water somewhat usable by distilling it or, trying to separate it from the salt by evaporating the water away from the salt. I mean, there's a couple ways that you could do it if you wanted to. I
Yep.
see a lot of brutally suppressed technologies with Stanley Meyer's water car. He was poisoned to death rather than letting that hit the market. Bruce De Palma, before he died back then, talked about his end machine, how he put in 1 calorie of work and 1.25 calories came out. He talked about how his suppliers to help him build the freaking machine were bought out or he couldn't work with them all of a sudden. Like he was stalled and waylaid in various steps of the process to keep him from getting his stuff to the market. That's a huge study in and of itself with the peer review, the chicanery, the games, the subterfuge, all of that.
Well, Lemon, here's the problem that you run into is you can't create energy from nothing. It's a violation of thermodynamics. Okay? You can't put 1 calorie in and get 2 calories out. It just can't be done. It's perpetual motion.
Well, this is what fires the imagination of people because people say that is true if all of the energy has flown in. They basically counter by saying there's a bunch of energy around us that is not flowing in. That is not quite part of the equation yet. The energy only flows in if you're in the right structure or the right frequency for the energy to flow in properly. It's like having a messy room. If the room is messy and there's junk everywhere, you can't even walk properly through the room. You need to organize it and put it in a structure that allows you to walk through the room efficiently and efficiently work through the room without tripping over everything. That's basically the structure of space, the structure of everything with the ether. If you want energy to flow in at a huge rate, you need structure and resonance first. Otherwise, there's a huge amount of energy around you, over unity amounts of energy that is not being utilized, that is outside of the equation until everything is in a certain structure, a certain resonance frequency for energy to just automatically flow in over unity. So there
Well,
is
wish you luck on it,
it's
Lemon.
not being, yeah. It's just not being utilized properly because of the bad structure of the machine, the space, that sort of thing.
Unfortunately, Lemon, you can increase the efficiency, and the very best you can ever hope for is getting out what you put in, unless there's another source going into it.
And that's why I love listening to this stuff because it's a new way of thinking. Are we thinking that all the energy is already in the system, or are we thinking that there's excess energy unutilized around the system waiting to flow in if the right structure, the right resonance structure is reached in the machine,
What,
the space, the experiment? That's a
what
totally
is
new way of thinking about it.
what is energy in your mind, Demon?
The way that matter is organized, the shape that matter is organized. And once it takes on a certain shape, it can shake back and forth with this energy and take on a new conformation, a new way of moving, and a new way of absorbing and releasing the energy that is all around, whether it's utilized or not.
Boom. Hey, to everybody watching, please don't forget to hit that like. We're gonna stay a little bit longer. 42 watching. Share the show and join us. We are in the Discord server, Daily Boom. There's a few links how to support the channel. There's a PayPal link in the top. There's a super chat, and you can become a member. And big thank you to all of those who help a brother out earlier today. And I gotta give you a proper shout out. Big thank you, guys. I'm in a little tight situation, and I got a big support by RT96, Tommy Grumble, Brad Wegner, Vivo for Life, Farmers Boy, and Howard. You guys are superstars. Thank you so much. And there was a super chat earlier, I think by Truth Nurse. Thank you, thank you.
Well, Mr. Sharkey, I think of energy as, for all intents and purposes, forgive me for this hackneyed analogy, something that's all around you, trying to say to you, hey, I would love to flow into you and give you the ability to shine, to fly, or whatever. But in the structure that you are currently, I would burn you up or destroy you. So let's talk when you're in the proper structure, when you're in the proper resonance structure, when you're in the proper confirmation for me to flow into you and make you do a couple things. Until then, I'm just going to kind of be hanging around you, waiting for you to take on the proper resonance structure. Until then, later. And that's energy. And I think what we say with the conservation of energy, mass, and momentum, we think, oh, the energy that's already in the system is all that there is. That may be a bad assumption. There may be huge amounts of energy all around the thing, waiting to flow in, but that cannot flow in without burning up the object, destroying the object, or making it shine and burn up or something like that, or overheat. It needs to take on the proper conformation first for this energy to flow in, and then we can go over unity or go beyond the unity that was already in place.
What is needed in order for me to have free energy? Let's say I want to make this house free energy. How much money will I have to spend to make this free energy device work and garden all the energy from the whatever the environment? I gotta spend a lot of money, right? Like a shitload of it.
Money wise, initially, it is a bit of an investment. People are risking their lives and their careers to give us
Wow.
these new designs. But initially, after you get past that initial hump, it can become very cheap after that once we take on the right structure.
One
Once we take on
person,
the right structure, things vibrate and sync, energy flows in, and you can go over unity.
one person is putting their life in danger, or maybe two, maybe more.
Hell yeah, they'll kill you if they see that you're eating into their interest with an over unity machine that allows you to
Wow.
get cheap, abundant energy. They'll kill your ass. I
This is
mean,
the first time I
also,
heard this.
it's like space around the object flows into new conformation because of what's happening locally. Weather systems supposedly start to be attracted to you. You can weaponize this stuff because of the way that you're making everything take on a new electrical formation and stuff. And so people want to control this stuff too in various ways.
But I have
But I
heard
mean,
that
if we
this is already happening, happening in different parts of the world. That people is actually creating free energy. So why do you say that? About do you want to maybe? I want to see at least one name or one person to look it up on my own time. People that have put their lives in danger to create this free energy. If you want to give me a
Uh,
name, I'll look it up later.
the two
Or
that
maybe a
come to
few.
mind are Stanley Meyer with his car that ran off of water for the energy of running a car, and Bruce De Palma with his end machines. Those are two names, that I can think of right there. But the testimonials of people getting buried and waylaid the moment they try to innovate us toward a bright future, it's so sad.
But those are just stories.
There are powerful stories that tell you how people operate
I
and
mean,
give the
the
tools
Wizard
and
of Oz is a
discernment that
powerful
prepare you
story.
for the truth.
Wizard of Oz is a powerful story.
Lemon is
Hey,
the
Lemon, can I ask you one stupid little question?
Mm-hmm.
If they could weaponize this, why haven't they?
People say that they already have with ray guns that are so powerful they can be beamed at you, silent energy weapons, cause you an aneurysm, cause you a heart attack. They say even the 5G grid that's coming up can be weaponized to beamform your ass and basically zap you to death. They say that the infrastructure to beam people to death in various ways is already coming up. Potentially, they say that we're already there, Dr. Bob.
Well, I think anybody outside of the conspiracy community doesn't think that. But, quite frankly, how come an F-16 won't run off of gas or run off of water? Wouldn't that be a tremendous strategic advantage for the United States? How about if we changed all of our vehicles to water? Wouldn't that be a tremendous strategic advantage for us?
Hell yeah. They say that.
Okay, so why haven't we done it then?
They say that we have done it with quote unquote UFOs, or what they're called currently, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. They say that the real way it works
Look,
is you get a
Lemon, that's
trough.
lovely.
Yeah.
That's absolutely lovely. But is a couple of guys gigging frogs in Louisiana seeing a UFO the same thing as all of the vehicles on the road running on water? Can you imagine the impact that would have on our economy?
All they have to do is
on
just
our
give
power
us
as a nation?
Yeah, all they have to do is give us those UFOs and quit acting like they're aliens from outer space. They say that they work off of metal being swirled like mercury.
Why wouldn't they do it already?
Liquid metal swirling at a high speed, allowing the craft to get anti-gravity.
Isn't that a tremendous
So it looks like
defense
we already
issue
have the technology.
for our economy?
Yeah,
You know,
that's why
war
they
is
say that they're
economics
aliens
by
as
other
opposed to
means.
terrestrial technology. Yeah.
Okay, there's no advantage to suppressing that technology. They would release that immediately, and we would be at a tremendous strategic advantage.
There's always an advantage to withhold secrets from the people so that you have power over them that they don't possess. And so it looks like they took Tesla's innovations and technology and hoarded it for the military while we got crumbs and nothing, or at best we get it 50 years after they're done and they've moved on to another project.
Okay, so why doesn't the military have it?
I already implied.
Who's to say they don't?
What if
Because fighter jets still run on kerosene. That's why.
What if I get a hold of 1,000 magnifying glasses, the biggest ones that I can find, and I just line them up perfectly? That would be a direct, weaponization from the sun, and then I aim to a specific spot. Is that a weaponizing the sun? Just a lot of magnifying glasses pointing to a spot. Lemon left the building.
Yeah, at least we know Russia don't have this technology because they have their
And Bob left.
tanks.
Was there a glitch from the hold on, a glitch from the Discord maybe? Because Bob and Lemon left at the same time. Maybe they held hands and they went running to the bar or something. Okay.
I said at least we know Russia don't have this technology because they have their tanks and other vehicles stuck because they didn't have fuel.
It's my free energy and I need it now.
Well, you can't have it. Sorry.
Thank you, James Mind. Yeah. Thank you for the inspiration.
Show me a bucket of free energy in a lab.
Oh.
Yeah, in 4G.
The Lemon is
4K,
beyond gullible. He'll buy any nonsense that is said there.
Oh, he will.
He always has excuse to why it's not used. And
wasn't that strange? Can we do a correlation type of thing? Lemon Bird and Bob just dropped the exact the same second when they were having a pleasant conversation. What do you guys think, man?
Are they from the same state?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It's the 5G.
Oh, the 5G that could, if they wanted to, be weaponized. Oh dear.
Oh man.
Oh, no, that's
Do you
not
think?
how 5G works.
Of course, it's not. But not in Lemon's mind. In Lemon's mind, somebody says it, so it must be possible.
Now, today in this
Yeah, actually.
conversation, Lemon Bird and Bob, they were not talking over each other. There was one talk and let talk all the time. What if Lemon Bird is Bob?
I'm sorry. I no.
Shout out to Doofus. What's up, man?
Hey, I'm a bit late, obviously. Apparently, you guys have been
All
running
good.
for a while.
Yeah. It's been a fun one today. Yeah. More laid back, yeah. We even entertained some of the Lemon Derp, like paying attention to what he had to say. It was funny.
It's all the rapid fire nonsense, all strewn together. Like, I mean, I've pointed out a few of them, or at least one of them in the text chat. I pointed out one there, but I was going through listening to it, and I was like, how many of these can he provide any evidence for? And I bet none of them, because he'll point to like, who is that Steele guy as far as 5G? And
Oh, Mark Steele. Very
yeah.
expert.
Like, okay, use him as your evidence. You absolutely are allowed to use him as your evidence if you really want to make yourself look stupid.
I just want to give a shout out to Truth Nurse. Thank you. I will take you into the offer. He gave me 199 euros for a free energy drink. Cheers. Yeah,
Oh,
it's gonna be free for me. Thank you for the 199. Does that even make sense?
that is
I
awesome.
appreciate it. You gotta invest so much for a quote unquote free energy, device or system and working system.
Yes, but as Dr. Bob pointed out, it violates the laws of thermodynamics. There's no
No,
such
Yeah,
there's a
thing.
lot.
there must be something at work. Even if it's one of those the spinning things that you see over the ocean, one of those uh windmill. If it's even a windmill or something is gonna be working to create that energy. It's not a
Correct.
free energy that something is gotta be at work.
Yes,
Well,
exactly.
it's free if we're talking about money, but it always costs you something
It
to
costs
get
a
it.
shitload of money, man.
Well, the wind
Not a
wind might be
shitload.
free, but tapping into its energy isn't.
I'm not paying anything to hit my water, almost ever.
A big whoa, bend the light for a big 9.99 super chat. Unquote. Free energy could be real cheap. Lemonbird 2022. Thank you, bend the light. I didn't even catch that. Yeah, free energy could be very, very cheap. Just pennies to the dollar.
Like a
Oh, I
bird.
thought it was free.
Cheap.
I love it. Yeah, that's something.
Cheap.
Chirpy, chirpy, cheap, cheap.
Doofus Manfred. I'm gonna quote a comment by a flat earther. Trillions of satellites, and I can't get a signal. Unquote.
Okay. Yeah, that's lacking a lot of context and is also very, very wrong. I mean that's what I should have expected. Trillions. I wonder where they came up with that figure. They pulled it out from where the flat Earth sun is obstructed by curvature.
Yeah, we did the math, and if there's 8 billion people on the planet, every person, including the newborn babies, would have sent up 150 satellites each, and that will add up to the trillion, somewhere around there.
Yeah, it was 100 plus, wasn't it?
Yeah, on the plus, on 25 or something like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to see the moon or anything else for that matter. A solid wall of metal. Oh, hang on a minute. That blocked the sun out.
Hold on. What's the Earth's surface area?
Yeah.
I don't know. Google it.
I'm sure it will not cover the sun at all.
Yeah, it's not going to be a solid wall. Trillion sounds like a big number, but I mean, this is the Earth we're talking about.
And then I also heard, Doofus, that Mars was named after the chocolate bar. The planet Mars was named after the chocolate bar. How about that?
I don't have no comment.
So how old will this chocolate bar be? This brand?
Do they have Mars bars in ancient Egypt?
I guess so. I mean, you find rappers everywhere. Mars rappers everywhere.
The question then becomes, how old is a deep fried Mars bar?
Ooh, that's a good. Yeah. I haven't watched Thunderfoot lately, but Thunderfoot got a beef with Elon Musk, right?
Yes, he has.
Beef with him.
He doesn't like his bullshit.
But Elon says a lot of bullshit. It's not bullshit. It's ideas that he gets that he will like to to implement and to create. But it's just a little out there, a lot of these things. It's just
A
almost
little.
unfeasible, way out there.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, the best one was, he's going to build a robot for every home, and then they had the robot come on stage, and it's a guy in the skin tight suit just prancing, literally just prancing about on stage, and it's like, this isn't a robot. Yeah, this is a guy in the head to toe sort of skin tight, bloody stretchy suit thing. Yeah, and his stupid bloody vacuum tube transport systems that are never ever going to work, never going to
Yeah,
get built.
very tricky. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Danny DeVito.
But Thunderfoot is very good at debunking all of. I mean, all of these claims. The one he's done recently, there was a little mini like tumble dryer that you could have just sitting on your counter, and you could bung some clothes in, and it'd be dry within something like 20 minutes, and it would absorb all the moisture into a tray. Did nothing of the sort. Somebody actually sent him one. And he pulled it apart to see how it worked.
I just want to fill Doofus in a quick topic because we tides was a topic that brought in earlier. A flat earther wanted to explain tides on a flat earth, and he had a 2-hour show. And this is the summary of what he had to say about tides on a flat earth. Tides exist, unquote. Thank you.
Yeah, there's a
About it,
there's a
wasn't
lot
it?
of wonderful comments from flat earthers that if they had ever actually thought about what they were saying, they would, they can't, I guess. They don't have that capability. But if they say, well, if you look at it, that tells you how it works on a flat earth. And they don't see the logical inconsistency in doing that. The most circular of circular arguments possible.
Back to the trillions, I checked the numbers. Earth's surface is 510 trillion square meters.
Wow.
We need a lot and lot of satellites to block the sky.
Or they have to be exceptionally large.
Well, some of them are.
Larger.
You mean kilometers square large?
Yeah. Unbelievably large.
Nice.
Well, some satellites are the size of buses. And that's before they deploy
Hubble?
things. I'm thinking more some of the big US military spy satellites. Some of them really are rather big.
All right, I got a little something over here on. I got some on PayPal for $10. Hey Jose, thanks for all you do. And from the same person, the first one was $8. The first donation was $8, and he say, "Whoops, I meant $10 to be 18. Here's another 8 from Parabindu. Parabindu, back to back, $8 and $10. Thank you so much, Parabindu. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, speaking of flat earthers and the things that they say, I saw this earlier on another server. Dude was asking where the axial tilt is in the thing that he posted. And you're looking right at the thing. You see the axial tilt right there. In fact, I'll post the original thing. The animation shows it even better. Because you can see the North Pole is forward of the terminator line relative to the camera. So obviously the center, the axis of rotation is tilted so that the camera can see one of those poles. This is just, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Why you gotta
No.
claim there's no axial tilt in there?
But they got an answer. Look, I just want to. I want to. It says at Geo. Some of these guys are still bold enough to post this as proof. LOL. Beyond beyond on the laughable qualities that stands out right away, why no axial tilt or wobble at least? And if we are supposedly going 67,000 miles per hour around the sun, did the camera have a super awesome Steadicam on a geostationary satellite or what? That's from New Perspective.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and about the steadiness. That particular shot's taken from L1 or Lagrange point 1. So yeah, that's why it looks steady, because that's where it's got to be to do that.
How about that? Shout out to Jomongus. Jomongus came in first today. Yeah, thank you.
Oh yeah, and if you're holding a camera handheld on a 550 mile per hour aircraft, suddenly it's not steady, or the image is all blurry because reasons. I bet that's what they were thinking. One of these days, man, there will be. No, I guess that's not true. I keep hoping at some point there will be an intelligent flat earther. But it can't happen. It's like a married bachelor. It just can't happen.
It's a contradiction in terms. Yes, one does not naturally go with the other.
Gary Webenga, how dare these guys say there's no smart flat earthers or intelligent?
By the way, if anybody says you can't see stars from space, NASA released a new 4K video from the ISS. There is even a point there where you can see, like, I don't know, a lot of satellites crossing the sky in all directions.
Well, they've done star trails in the ISS as well, so
yeah.
No, this is something else. 4K video. You should look at it.
It's when they say you can't see the stars. No, bollocks.
Ed Freeze.
Hmm.
Ed Freeze, do you think this camera was on a bucket? I don't know if this is even valid. Yeah, this is really long, 50-minute video. I'm gonna copy this link and paste it in the YouTube land for those who want to see the original. There you go. Boom. I'll leave it in the background for a little bit when we get out of here. We're getting short to the end now. Gonna go eat some.
Maximize it, Jose.
Let's maximize it for a minute here. All I can do is 1080p from my end.
Yeah, me too.
Those who have 4K capability, yeah, watch it on your end. Should look very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that's quite something, isn't it?
Cute comment from a flat earther says, "Why don't the clouds move?"
Oh, don't.
They are. They are moving.
I watch small pictures of the sky and they hardly seem to move.
It's nice. Look at the star through the atmosphere.
You need the dark one of the dark scenes.
Oh, well, yeah, that's fairly dark. Look at all those stars. And of course, the well, depending on where they are, is it the Aurora Borealis, or is it to the side? Look at that.
A lot of stars.
Do you think that rare video that I showed a few weeks ago of some kind of a cloud really high up in the atmosphere, very close to the ISS and stuff like that, was related to the Aurora Borealis? You know, some kind of effect that made it look like a cloud really high up. Might be, right?
Could be. Can't
You
remember.
saw the satellites there?
Was the satellite there?
Yeah, before, a bit before.
Let me go back a little bit. No, a little bit more. Let's see.
You can only see the satellites when you're close to sunrise or sunset.
Oh, sounds of Florida.
That wasn't me.
Wasn't it?
No, that's me. I have
Oh.
them too. Jose is not the only one with sirens.
How dare you?
Don't get them very often around here, I have to say.
Oh, I saw one satellite in the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is nice, man. I wonder what they're saying in the comment section. We got a flat earther commenting here in the chat box.
See nebula.
The Earth is flat and stationary. Research flat Earth.
There you go. Look how it looks. You see those rays for the Aureola Australis or Borealis or whatever. I know I butchered it.
Did you say areola just now?
Aureolas, yeah, what's the word? Aureola.
Aurora borealis.
Aurora.
Aurora.
Aureola, no.
Yes, completely. Yeah.
Sorry, I was thinking of something else.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Hello. Are we back to gravity defying wood again?
And that don't look nothing like one either.
But it was very nice.
I know what a booby looks like, and that is not a booby.
Damn straight.
Where are the other 999,999,999 satellites? If we only
I'm not
see
seeing. I'm not seeing a trillion satellites. It has to be said.
Really not either.
Oh man.
Well, the site I posted only tracked 25,000 something.
Maybe they're hiding behind that really big blue booby.
I can only think of Aureola when I think about this Borealis. I cannot think of the right word. What is it again? Aurora.
Aurora.
Oh man, I'm so close-minded.
Get your mind into the gutter.
Yeah, it's stuck already in my head, man. Sorry. Dude, that's a shitload of stars, man. That's a clump. Look at the satellite going flying by. Another one. A bunch. And maybe debris, just space debris, not necessarily satellites.
No, it's X satellites.
Yeah. But they're trashed now.
Yes, I think the figure I saw and what SpaceX have put up is probably now about 5,000 active satellites, but there's all sorts of junk up there, isn't there?
Shout out to Mandevil. That's the 40-year-old virgin, right? Well, a booby feels like a bag of sand, so that could be the Earth.
Bag of sand.
I love it. Dude, if a booby feel like a bag of sand, man.
Those are the wrong one.
Yeah, not the ones I remember.
Right.
I'm telling you, astronauts has the best job in the world.
Yeah.
Good times, man.
But they can't have showers.
It's worth it anyway.
Yeah.
I think they do have showers.
No. No, they had a shower on Skylab.
Because they had the rotating thing.
No, because it was something they wanted to experiment with because obviously that was America's first space station. They never had the room to do it, but it was basically a big circular bag that you got inside and zipped the lid up, and it held all the water in as you had a shower. So you're basically showering yourself inside almost a bit like a tent, but like imagine a cylindrical stand-up one-man tent. You climb in the top, pull it up, and zip the lid up over the top of yourself, and have a shower.
A body condom.
You had a bit more room to move, but yeah, that was the basic thing, and it was to try and contain the water. I'm not sure quite how successful they viewed it, but obviously Skylab, they had the space to do that sort of thing. Whereas you look at the ISS, they ain't got too much room, have they? So I think it's down to they can wash their hair, but it really comes down to using wet wipes and things.
It looked cool. It looked really cool, man.
Just look cool. I mean, look at that. Look at all those
I'm gonna wrap it up. Wrap up the show and do a round of final thoughts, man. Thank you very much, everybody. That supported from here, Left Lane Farmers. This is awesome. Appreciate the help big time. That was really an emergency I had, and you guys helped me out to get out of that big time. Appreciate it. Everybody that supported today. Thank you for coming in, checking in. It was a good Sunday. Tomorrow, around noon or 1, I'll do the show, regular show. Tuesday, I'm gonna do the food, the food volunteering thing, food bank. But tomorrow, I'm gonna go help them out because they got a delivery early in the morning. So I'm gonna help them out, load up and unload the car. But I'll be home like at noon, so I'll do the show whenever I get home tomorrow for the Monday festivities. Let's get out of here and have fun, everybody. Let's get some final thoughts. We'll begin with Blue.
Thanks, Jose. Good show today. Enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. You were on mute for a little bit on deafen. Was that because Lemon Bird?
No, I had to go run an errand, so just turned the audio off so the wife didn't have to listen to Lemon.
All good. That's fair. Thank you. Chike, your final thoughts?
Yeah, good show. I was expecting Brian and a bit more shit show, but still, we had Lemon and Dice. Thank you.
Thank you. And shout out to Leel for a $5 super chat. Let's wrap it up. And the earth is still fast. But I'm going to read it. I'm going to quote it by the way he typed it. Let's wrap it up. And the earth is still fast. Shout out to Leel. Thank you, man. I appreciate the typo there. Horrible typo. But great super chat, brother. Doofus Manfred, final thoughts.
I see there was a discussion over peer review today, but it's worth mentioning that these kind of topics, if we're going to discuss the shape of the Earth, are far and far away from peer review. You don't even need all of that peer review. You're looking at measurements over the surface of the Earth, and independently you can verify where the curvature actually is. You can measure it yourself. You are capable of doing it regardless of how many times a flat earther tells you that you can't. They refuse to do these kind of measurements. Ask how many of those flat earthers have done measurements a la Eratosthenes. None of them. 0 of them have done it. And things like mechanical gyro compasses, we use them. They cannot work without the Earth rotating. The Earth is rotating. Easy. But to bring the conversation to peer review is to avoid those independent measurements they can make, and they need that avoidance in order to believe the Earth is flat. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Doofus. Appreciate it. Dr. Bob, you know what I just watched, what I just saw? I clicked on the PayPal and I saw that you jumped in there and gave me a big $50 PayPal donation, Bob. Thank you so much, man, for the support. I appreciate that, man. That helps big time, like you have no idea, man. Thank you so much, Bob. Your final
Well,
thought. Yep.
well, Jose, you've given me a lot of very interesting afternoons listening to you and the rest of the guys on out here. And if you needed a little bit of help, we're here for you, man.
Thank
and
you.
remember, boobies.
Boobies. Oriolas borealis, Oriolas australis, all kinds of for you.
That's Olivia Newton-John, is the Aureolus australis.
Thank you for coming, Bob. It was fun. And thank you for real for the support. I appreciate it.
You get in a pinch, let me know.
Yeah, thank you. Ed Freeze. Ed Freeze, you want to say your final thoughts or you want me to read it? Go ahead, man. All right, he typed the final thoughts. Ed Freeze says, show me a bucket of flat earth created in a lab, start to finish, one front view, one side view, no CGI, no cartoon, no drawing, but video. And can you do that? Flatter boys, showers of nothing, flat earthers. Thank you, Ed Freeze. Makes all kinds of sense. Appreciate it. Farmer's Boy, final thoughts.
Yes, that was interesting. Fortunately, Lemon wasn't around for too long, thankfully. Yeah, and like I said, you find yourself in a bind, we'll try and help you out, because I think most of us at some point have been there, so we know what it's like.
Yeah, man. Indeed, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I know, that it comes back to you, the good karma, the good fate, just supporting each other. It always, what goes around comes around, and when you give something to those who really need it, good things come back your way. That's not it might be a little bit of your your own faith or beliefs and miracles and all that kind of shit, but it's I have witnessed in all my life what goes around comes around, and when you are good to others, when you give not expecting anything in exchange, you actually do receive, and it comes in abundant ways and in good ways. So thank you.
Hey, no worries, mate.
Appreciate it. Gary Way Benga, you got time for final thoughts very quickly? Been at work, I think. J-Mac, final thoughts?
I didn't see much of the show today. I'm sorry, but the peer review stuff, the Discovery Institute would never submit anything to peer review. And James Tour is an interesting guy. Professor Dave has a couple of videos on him that are interesting. Anyway, please check your PayPal, and thank you for the show.
All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And while I check that, we'll get Left Lane final thoughts. Left Lane always say I'm here, and I appreciate you, Left Lane. Maybe before anytime, maybe we can either cross paths or meet each other or something. If not, still, I appreciate you.
Oh, you're very welcome. In times of need, the light of friendship shines through. And if I'm down in your area, I will look you up. But today, we learned that morning wood defies gravity. And if you hold your head just right, you will see it rise to eye level. Thank you, Jose.
Thank you, Lane. Thank you, brother. I'm checking over here, and nothing has come through on PayPal from JMac. Maybe it will come through. So, ahead of time, thank you very much for your support. Yeah, it might be a little glitchy, a little laggy or something. PayPal is acting up. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. Remember, like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, click on the links, and press all the buttons between the buttons to support the channel, and be safe out there, everybody. Jose JG out. Boom.